Hey, Bears fans. At this year's NFL trade deadline, the Chicago Bears took a more conservative route, keeping most of the roster intact. The main move was trading Khalil Herbert to the Cincinnati Bengals for a 2025 seventh-round pick. With playoff chances looking slim, the team decided to focus on getting the most out of the current group for the rest of the 2024 season. Some players have been surprising, while others have drawn criticism from fans, putting their futures in question. Let's take a look at who might be on their way out at the end of the season. To support rookie Caleb Williams, the Bears brought in Keenan Allen from the Chargers, a veteran receiver with impressive numbers last season. But so far, Allen has been a shadow of his former self, with just a 50% reception rate and an average of only 32.8 yards per game. With his contract expiring, does he still have a place on the roster? The arrival of Gerald Everett was meant to provide more offensive options, but he's made only 7 receptions in 8 games. Ranked as the lowest receiving tight end by Pro Football Focus, Everett may not see the end of his contract if his performance doesn't improve. Nate Davis was expected to be a key piece in protecting Williams, but he has yet to justify his contract. With a high cap cost and subpar performance, Davis's future in Chicago is uncertain. With a record of 14 wins and 28 losses, head coach Matt Eberflus is under pressure. If the Bears miss the playoffs again, the team may look for a new leader. Instead of adding more players, GM Ryan Poles chose to preserve the roster. Many fans have questioned this decision, especially with the offensive line still leaving Williams exposed. Reinforcements like Brandon Scherf or Wyatt Teller could have helped provide more security for the rookie. Speaking of support, the Bears' season has been full of ups and downs, and we know fans have been paying close attention to every play, every decision, and every mistake. The offensive line, for instance, has been a sensitive point, leaving Caleb Williams more vulnerable than we'd like. This constant exposure risks not only our rookie quarterback's development, but also the entire offensive structure. With reinforcements like Scherf or Teller, there could be a significant difference in Williams' protection, giving him the time he needs to show his full potential. On the defensive side, injuries have hurt our performance. Jalen Johnson and Tarek Stevenson are key players, but the absence of Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon due to injuries has left the defense weakened. A reliable backup in this unit could maintain stability until the starters return, which would increase our chances of competing in closer games. What we want to see from here on out is a team that fights to the end. Even with playoffs seeming distant, the Bears have an opportunity to show growth and resilience. Every game is a chance to prove that we're building a solid foundation for the upcoming seasons. How about leaving a comment on what you'd like to see in the final stretch of 2024? Which player deserves a second chance, and who isn't delivering as expected? Let's go together like a true family, because your support makes all the difference. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Leave a like, share with other fans, and let's keep strengthening this passionate Bears community. Bear down. So, fans, what do you think of this strategy? Who do you think is closest to leaving the roster? And what would you like to see for a stronger season finish? Leave your opinions in the comments, give us a like, and subscribe to stay up to date. Let's support the Bears to the end. As a Bears fan myself, I have to admit this trade deadline left me with mixed feelings. I understand that management is trying to build something more sustainable without being too impulsive, but watching the offensive line leave Caleb Williams exposed game after game, it's hard not to want immediate change. Williams has incredible talent, and he deserves more protection to develop with confidence. Seeing Keenan Allen, who came with such high expectations, still not performing at the level we hoped for is frustrating. I still think he has the potential to stand out, but we're in a league that demands quick results, and the pressure is mounting. As for Gerald Everett and Nate Davis, they're also not justifying what they're costing the team, and with what we're seeing on the field, it's easy to understand why the fans are impatient. For me, one of the biggest disappointments so far has been not seeing a move to reinforce the offensive line or secondary, especially with so many key players injured. I think Poles needs to ask himself, what's more important? Saving now or protecting the team's future and Williams' future with more consistent players? In the end, I want to see the team playing with grit and showing we have potential for the future. Even without the playoffs, the focus has to be on growth and consistency. Each game now is a chance to fix what's not working and solidify the pieces that are. Here's my hope, that Williams shows his strength, that the Bears find a way to improve protection, and that we end the season feeling that 2025 will be different. What keeps me hopeful is how the team can use this final stretch to give opportunities to younger, less experienced players. We're in a rebuilding phase, so why not take a risk and see what these guys can bring to the field? If they can step up, we gain more options and perhaps even a few surprises for the future. Now's the time for the team to experiment, adjust, and understand what really works. About Coach Matt Eberfluss, I'd say this season will define a lot for the future. He's being constantly tested, and the fans' pressure won't let up, especially if losses keep piling up. As a fan, I like to see more boldness in his strategies. If he really wants to make a mark, he has to stop hesitating and go for it. Play aggressively, especially when we're in high-stakes situations. As for the front office, it would be great to see a little more transparency in their choices. We understand that building a competitive team takes time, but as fans, we're eager and want to see this rebuild with more strength and fewer excuses. A player like Caleb Williams doesn't come around often, so seeing his potential being wasted because of a weak offensive line is painful. Ultimately, we just want to see this team be competitive again. Watching the Bears as a respected force in the NFL again, with a solid defense and a consistent offense, is every fan's dream. I believe with a few changes and a little more long-term vision, we can get there. Until then, I'll keep supporting and cheering, always hoping the next steps are taken wisely and with a focus on results. And you, what do you think? Should we be more aggressive with trades or focus on a slow and steady rebuild? Let's go, Bears. Bear down.